Hey guys, and welcome to another mobility class. Today's focus is spine, but specifically rotating or twist of, so we're going to do a lot of rotation work. So you can sit like this if you can keep your posture nice and true and there's no sort of any kind of niggly pain down the spine. What I'm going to do though is actually get the blocks, or if anything like a couple of pillows is fine, just to elevate the hips, to tilt the pelvis and put me in a better position so I get more out of the stretch or the movement. So cross-legged here. Let's start with our chest up, and what we're going to do is just place our hands behind our back, so just touching, not a squeeze, touching here, and we're going to rotate and then move back. So it's a really small movement, as you can see. A little bit of a pause, breathing nice and natural, no need to rush it. So again, you can notice that there isn't a huge amount of movement, and that's okay. Trying to keep the hips down, remember, so trying not to bring the knees up. Again, big opportunity for growth here for me because I'm super tight in that area. If it's starting to get a little bit, I don't know, if your arms are starting to fatigue a little bit, you can bring them down, and you can also add a little rotation in, but we're not gonna, you can also add a rotation in by grabbing the outside of the thigh, but we're gonna be doing that movement next with a hold, so you don't necessarily want to focus on that, so maybe do it a couple of times and then come back to the hands being up. And also this is gonna help release the top of your spine and the top of your back, getting into your thoracic. So again, when they start to get fatigued, move them out, twist, so it adds a little bit more. You can also look at reaching across. You know, again, exploring an option that works for you. Because having your hands up like this for 4 minutes is pretty rough. It's not SAS who there wins. Just over a minute to go. About 30 seconds to go now, guys. Last a few seconds. All right, relax. Just bring the hands down. So now we're going to do pretty much the same thing, but just with a hold. So I'm going to bring my hands, so if my right hand comes across my body and come the outside of my thigh, and I'm just going to keep the chest open and then just rotate and hold it here. So again, big focus on trying to keep those hips as grounded as possible. So again, doesn't really matter where you have your hands. And about another 90 seconds here. with that chest up. We're looking for around 80% of our maximum effort, remember, so we're not like working too hard, it's not super aggressive. We can manage our breath and manage everything else. Being as present as possible on the mat as well, remember, is super important. Having the ability to focus and have an intention when we exercise and when we move is just as important as the movement itself. Remember, it's an overall wellness of mind and body, and not just working on the body and hoping that that in turn will work the mind. That's a real all-round approach to fitness that we really encourage. So you've got about another 20 seconds or so. Also, twisting and rotation is really good for that digestive system. And help open up the movement around the intestines and all the other organs. And then slowly relax, and then we'll swap sides. So holding on, opening the chest up, again placing that hand behind you. Hopefully we can get some shooting done in the afternoon while I'm here, so you can see some beautiful views here of Galileo and the surrounding area. Remember, if in each breath you can get a little bit more deeper into that move, that range of motion, then awesome. But again, not working past that 80% effort. We're about 45 seconds to go now, team. One more big deep breath, and slowly coming to the center. If this, because we've been cross-legged now for a little bit of time, just straighten your legs out and then just shake it off. Maybe if you just want to sing Taylor Swift. So we've got two more exercises. So this one, again, we're going to do our hand behind our head and an overhead extension. So we've done these in some other spine mobility classes, but what we're going to do here is just extend the elbow up, bang, and then swap, change sides, elbow up. So again, you can see it's not a huge movement. We're just trying to open up the side of this part here. You can even place your hand down if that feels comfortable, because that way you can really bring focus to that area that's actually moving or trying to work. So here, hand on the lower part of your stomach, so the side of your stomach, top part of your hip. So what I'm going to get you to do now, instead of just putting the hand on the back, still hubbing onto the top of the hip, hand goes up, and again it just goes up and over. Remember, it's not, we're not looking for this huge amount of movement or amount of side bend. And then we go back to placing the hands on the back of the head, elbow up. Got about 90 seconds to go. Again, when I place my hand on the back of the head, I can feel the stretch more, and it feels good. Helps open up the thoracic, so the top part of my back as well, which is a really important one, and normally a big concern for a lot of people with regards to that area being quite tight. And then hands down, across, over. Look at your hand as you raise it up. Hand on the back of your head again. Last minute or so. I may have said that earlier, but I misspoke. Looked at the timings, and I made a mistake, because we're all human, and we always make mistakes. Last 30 seconds or so. Trying to keep that chest up, remember, not too much rotation. Last one on each side. Ooh, nice, wicked. So I'm going to come onto our front now, so we can get rid of the blocks or the blanket or the pillow, whatever you use. I'm going to lie onto our front. So we're going to do a dynamic sphinx. So what I'm looking for from here is have the elbows a little bit far forward. So hips are down into the ground. We're looking to extend and open up the front of the body, and that therefore add a little bit of compression. And then back down, release a little bit. So the elbows are roughly underneath the shoulders, raise up, chest open, front of the body, opens up, the abdominals, back down. So this is the last 3 minutes of today's session, about 2.5 to go. So remember, we're not necessarily looking to crunch the spine, that's going to happen by default. We're trying to open up the front of the body. We've got about 90 seconds to go, guys. Nearly there, guys, just over 30 to go. For some of you, if you've never really held the stretch or done any kind of movement stuff for longer than a minute, sort of 3, 4, 5 minutes can seem quite challenging. And that's okay. But I'm telling you now, it's much better to do it for a longer period of time and bring stimulus to that movement more than just sort of once, twice, 3 times. Really trying to accentuate that range of motion, trying to get a little bit more depth of the range each time. You got about 3 more, 2 to 3. And then just relax. You can slowly start to come onto your bum, so sitting down. That was awesome. So remember guys, I didn't say at the beginning, but you can do this as a standalone mobility class. You can add it on with other ones. You can do it before a workout, so whether that's a run, going to the gym, one of the workouts that are on the app. You can just do it any time of the day, feeling a little bit sore, need a break away from the computer, anything like that, really up to you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, like our Facebook page, and also join the private Facebook group where it's got everyone from the Efficient Fitness community that you can upload your own content, get exclusive content from me, and also just chat to like-minded people. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow or later.